Right on time for Hope TV Newswatch on this 7th day of July 2024. A very good evening to you and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Kennedy Kimani. Kenyan youth of the Gen Z and millennial generations flocked Nairobi's Uhuru Park grounds in their numbers for a memorial concert in honor of protesters killed during the anti-finance bill in the past 2 weeks. Participants of the concert mounted crosses bearing the names of the victims at Uhuru Park. The 7th of July, popularly known as Sabasaba Day, is an important day in Kenyan history in the fight for the country's second liberation, and the event was used to reflect on Kenya's history. The event, dubbed Shuja's Memorial Concert, also brought on board people outside the two generations who committed to supporting the youth cause to better Kenya's leadership and governance. Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya coalition leaders led by Kalonzo Musyoka have castigated President William Ruto's public debt audit task force, terming it unconstitutional. The leaders who toured Meru County to commemorate Sabasaba Day have termed the task force meant to audit public debt as a cosmetic move meant to deceive Kenyans. This comes a day after the Law Society of Kenya declined to be part of the task force, stating that the mandate to audit public debt squarely rests with the Office of the Auditor General.
Greed that has been demonstrated by leaders, the inexplainable nepotism in this country, additional to corruption, nepotism, tribalism. But the Gen Zs, congratulations, they have come up now with a country that we can say is getting detribalized.
We know he's trying to panel beat his government, to put some very cosmetic changes, to form task forces. We must thank the Law Society of Kenya for rejecting to be lured into a system of cleansing an already failed regime. Let us listen to the voices of the millions of Kenyans who are saying Ruto must go and ensure Ruto goes.
So this demand for an accountable government will continue, na sisi tunaunga mkono Gen Z na tuko pamoja na wao. Kwa hivyo ndio sababu tuko hapa leo, tunatembea huku leo, tuhakikishe hii siku muhimu katika kalenda ya Kenya imekuwa commemorated vizuri.
Away from that, and Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has cautioned national government administration officers against sabotaging and politicizing the fight on sale and consumption of illicit brews, drugs and substance abuse, urging the officers to disallow reopening of illegal bars that were closed down for violating alcoholic drinks and controlled regulations. DP Gachagua said the move amounts to undermining President William Ruto and Kenyans. Gachagua was speaking at the Pefa Church, Kimani in Nyeri County. Alice Diana tells us more.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, who has been in the front line in the fight against drug and substance abuse, is now accusing unnamed officers from the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government of thwarting the fight against illicit brew in Mount Kenya region. Speaking during a church service at the Pefa Church in Kimani, Nyeri County, the Deputy President said some government officers were interfering with the crackdown and allowing for reopening of illegal bars.
And I put together a multi-agency team under my leadership, and we have made substantial progress. And our children are back to work. And we shut down all bars that were selling illicit brews. And people have been very happy. So when I started hearing last week that some people want to interfere with that work, one, I heard that our local member of parliament has directed the security officers in Karatina, purporting on orders from above to reopen our bars. One, a member of parliament cannot instruct security officers. And if the security officers in this region are taking instructions from a member of parliament, we shall discipline them.
Gachagua stated that one of the most successful government interventions that made Kenyans happy, especially in Mount Kenya region, was the war against the illicit brews, since the vice had proliferated and ruined lives. He noted that there were overzealous government officers sabotaging and politicizing the exercise, a move that he said will also create a wedge between the president and the people of Kenya.
One of the most successful interventions that has made people very happy in this country and in this region with the government of President William Ruto was a war against illicit brew. Anybody stopping that war or undermining it is setting the president and the government against the people.
According to Gachagua, the said persons at the Interior Ministry are frustrating his efforts because they think the program has given him popularity in Mount Kenya region.
And if you people at Interior think that you want to interfere with this very successful program, so that maybe you undermine the deputy president because he's the one who has been leading this war, you are effectively undermining President William Ruto and his administration. And let me say, Mr. President, if you allow overzealous officers at Harambee House with a political scheme to interfere with this war against illicit brew, those people, those officers will set you up against the people.
At the church service, Deputy President's spouse, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, asked the young people to observe law and order even as they push for their rights. She vowed that she will not relent in her advocacy to support the boy child in Kenya, despite the decision by the government to scrap budget allocation for her unconstitutional office. Alice Diana, Hope TV Newswatch.
Thank you so much, Alice, for that report. Moving on swiftly, and Kenya has today hosted the World Kiswahili Day for the first time on behalf of the 8 East African Community member states, with the main function happening at the UNESCO headquarters in Paris, France. Speaking during the celebrations in Mombasa County, Gender, Culture, Arts and Heritage Cabinet Secretary Aisha Jumwa called on all Kenyans to normalize reciting the national anthem in Swahili instead of just using the beats. The second World Kiswahili Day regional celebrations took place in Kampala, Uganda last year, while Zanzibar hosted the inaugural event that was presided over by Zanzibar President Hussein Ali Mwinyi. That was a year after the General Conference of the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization UNESCO declared the 7th of July as the World Kiswahili Language Day. According to UNESCO, Kiswahili is the world's fast-growing language, being used by more than 230 million people.
Kidogo nikisema ya kwamba na kukitilia mkazo Kiswahili kama taifa, nataka niweke ombi rasmi kwamba wimbo wa kitaifa ama national anthem, safari hii ama siku hizi tuko na teknolojia ya kwamba hatuimbi tena kwa sana, ila bali tunatumia tu ngoma na ule mdundo wa kuimba wimbo wetu wa kitaifa kama wa Kenya. Mimi nilikuwa naomba Wakenya wote na hasa ma DJ na wale wote wanavyovitumia vyombo hivi kuimba wimbo wa taifa, tukaweze kukariri yale maneno yaliyoko katika wimbo wetu wa taifa. Isiwe tu ni mziki na mdundo, lakini yale maneno yana umuhimu kwa sababu yanajumuisha taifa, yanazungumzia amani, yanazungumzia umoja wetu, na hasa sana tukiuimba kwa Kiswahili, wengi wataweza kukariri, na kila tunapokariri na kufikiria, tunahimizwa kuwa na amani katika taifa letu la Kenya, tunahimizwa kuwa na umoja katika taifa taifa letu la Kenya, tunahimizwa kuwa na upendo katika taifa letu la Kenya. Kwa hivyo mimi nataka nisisitize, na nafikiri tutazungumza pia na wahusika zaidi, hasa sana katika State Department ya PS Umi, hakikishe hawa wenye kuperform na kuimba hizo wimbo wa taifa tukakariri yale maneno na sio kupiga tu mdundo peke yake.
Kiswahili kitukuzwe. Now, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga has arrived in Zanzibar to attend the East African Community Ministerial Meeting. Odinga's visit aligns with Kenya's endorsement of his candidacy for the upcoming African Union Commission chairmanship elections. Odinga's deliberations with EAC ministers will center on enhancing regional cooperation and advancing the AU's agenda for continental integration and development. Now, more than 2,700 residents in Nairobi County have benefited from a free medical camp hosted by the M-Pesa Foundation in partnership with Zuri Health and Lions Site First Eye Hospital at Kwang'ethe Primary School in Githurai. The camp is part of an immediate response plan to support Kenyans across the country.
Nimetibiwa vizuri, nimepokelewa vizuri, madawa nimepata, na pia nimepata daktari friendly, na nikaweza kusaidika na Safaricom Foundation, nikaweza kupata kadi ya NHIF for 1 year.
I have a friend that told me, because you are a victim of, because I was injured in the protest, zenye zimeisha tu juzi, I was injured. So a friend called me and told me that because you are injured, there's a medical camp where maybe you can get medical treatment and also consultation with doctors. Yeah, totally I've been helped, because just at the moment I arrived, I was received with warm hands. I was taken to some tea. I drank some tea. And after that, I went to see the nurses who kind of did dressing of my wounds, such as this one. They dressed my wounds, and then I went forward to consult with the doctor.
Today, I'm honored and privileged to be here at Kwang'ethe Primary School, which is in Githurai Sub-County. We're here to check on our health. You know, health is our wealth. And we are so happy today to be able to give to this community the ability to see how they're doing, access to medication, basic checks like eyesight, checking on their blood pressure, checking on their sugar levels, checking on their eyesight. So it's such a pleasure to be here and to see that we had over 2,000 people here with us today, just coming to see and ensuring that they're feeling good and everything is working well. Two highlights for me today in terms of what we've been able to do. Out of this whole group of 2,000 people who are here, we're able to identify those who are in most need for medical care. And so we're able to give out 20 NHIF covers for a full year so that the residents here can continue to access healthcare, whether or not Safaricom is here.
Crossing borders now, and newly elected British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has confirmed that he will scrap his predecessor's controversial policy to deport asylum seekers to Rwanda as he vows to deliver on voters' mandate for change. Starmer, who is the leader of the centre-left Labour Party, took office on Friday after winning one of the largest parliamentary majorities in modern British history during the UK elections a day earlier. The 5-year Rwanda plan, costing £370 million, will have flown asylum seekers to Rwanda to apply for refuge rather than in Britain. The scheme was widely denounced by rights groups and the public, and was even revised and resubmitted to the Parliament after the Supreme Court ruled it as unlawful.
Look at the numbers that have come over in the first 6 and a bit months of this year. They are record numbers. That is the problem that we are inheriting. It has never acted as a deterrent, almost the opposite, because everybody has worked out, particularly the gangs that run this, that the chance of ever going to Rwanda was so slim, less than 1%, that it was never a deterrent. The chances were of not going and not being processed and staying here, therefore, in paid-for accommodation for a very, very long time. It's had the complete opposite effect. And I'm not prepared to continue with gimmicks that don't act as a deterrent.
Well, it is exactly 15 minutes past the top of the hour. Time now for a short break, but immediately after, I'll be back with the business and sports news. Stick around.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
To get Wewe ni Mungu by Evelyn Wanjiru as your Skiza tune, SMS the word Skiza 88300028 and send to 811. Hope Skiza, spreading the hope.
Thank you for choosing Hope TV, the channel that brings you hope, entertainment, and inspiration. We value you and would like to serve you better. Talk to us by scanning this QR code on your screen or go to our social media page at Hope TV Kenya and click on the survey link by the name Hope TV Survey. It will just take a few minutes but means the world to us. We value your feedback. Hope TV, look and live.
Welcome back. Now let's get down to business. Traders neighboring Chieni supermarket in Nanyuki town are counting losses amounting to 25 million shillings after their businesses were vandalized and torched together with the supermarket during the finance bill protest. The businessmen are calling on the national government to consider compensating them so that they can continue with their lives. This comes as the DCI released a report that they have arrested suspects who have been implicated with the Chieni supermarket looting with recovery of some of the items stolen. It is estimated that Chieni chain of supermarkets has run to a loss of 450 million shillings from looting and torching of their premises.
Sisi tulienda hasara kubwa sana wakati wa hii moto ilianza saa 6 ya mchana. Lakini hatukupata gari ya kuzima moto. Tulienda ikafika saa 5 hakuna mali yetu tungeokoa kwa hizi duka kwa sababu kulikuwa na wezi, polisi, waandamanaji, kwa hivyo sisi hakuna kitu tuliokoa. Tangu saa hii hatukusaidika lolote. Hata saa hii ile tumeona tu usaidizi wake ni MCA tumeona akitutembelea. Hatujaona governor, hatujaona women rep, hatujaona MP, hatujaona mama county, hakuna mtu tumeona, hata senator hatujamuona akikuja kutusaidia. Sisi watoto wetu wako nyumbani, biashara zetu zilichomeka, hata watoto hatujapeleka shule. Tuko na watoto nyumbani, hatuna chakula, hatuna nini, hatuna kazi na hakuna usaidizi hata mmoja tumeona. Tunauliza, wewe governor, hii gari ya kuzima moto hii tunaambiwa imeharibika. Kwani imeharibika nini? Hii haiwezi kutengenezeka. Kama sio hivyo tuambiwe tuchange. Sisi license tulilipa, mlikuwa mkikuja na fujo sana, ndio tulipe license na tukalipa. Lakini wakati sisi tumepata janga kama hii ya moto hatumuoni, muko wapi?
Hasara ni kubwa sababu hasara si ya ile mali ambayo imepotea. Mali ambayo iliyopotea hapa wafanyabiashara wote ni milioni 25 na zaidi. Lakini tuko na hasara kubwa. Wakati unapopoteza kazi, ujue ya kwamba kwako familia hakuna amani. Wakati unapopoteza kazi, psychologically we have been affected too much. So mjue hasara si mambo na mali peke yake. Hasara ni kuamka asubuhi, ulikuwa mwajiri, ulikuwa na biashara yako, sasa hauna kazi. So hasara ni kubwa zaidi.
Tukiangalia kama saa hizi bado tunaona moshi inaendelea bado kutoka, hatujui hiyo siku ingine ni nini itafanyika. Na sasa hiyo siku ilipofanyika hiyo mambo, hatukupata kusaidika kwa gari yenye tuliona tuliipata saa 6 za usiku na ilikuwa imetoka Nyeri. Alafu kuna ile ilikuja kutuuzia maji, ilitushtisha shilingi 10,000. Kwa hakika shilingi 10,000 hatungepata, kwa maana sisi tumechomekewa, sasa tunashindwa tutafanya nini.
Moving on swiftly, and the government is targeting to increase power connectivity in the rural areas from 75% to about 78% if the budget for rural electrification and renewable energy corporation is increased to 14.5 billion shillings. According to Energy PS Alex Washira, the increase in budget will see an addition of 690,000 homes in rural settings get connected to power.
One of the 101 projects that we are doing in the entire Murang'a County, here we are this project alone is going to cost about 10 million shillings and is going to connect about 130 people. Total number of people we want to connect in Murang'a County alone is about 15,000 people with a total budget of 597 million shillings, which is one of the things that we are going to do. Remember, His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, has committed to push electrification connection from the current 75. We have a target of by the year 2030 reaching 100% connectivity. This program, the last mile electrification program, we are doing with REREC and also KPLC. So today is just one of the projects. You'll be seeing us many more times, not here in Marago constituency, but across the entire country.
Sema wakati niliingia nilipata stima Malagwa constituency ilikuwa around 35%, lakini as we speak from 2017 niko sasa na miaka 7, saa hii tunachezea hapo allowed 55%. Kwa hivyo nataka kusema bado tuko na kazi mingi ya kuigiza stima kwa village zote, kwa sababu naona tuko na around 45 watu ambao hawako connected, wenye kila wakati wanauliza na wao watapata stima lini.
Tulikuwa na shida ya stima hapa kwetu, lakini tunashukuru shukrani juu sasa tutapata makazi. Tukifunga ng'ombe tuko na machini hazina mafuta ya kutumia, tunatumia petroli, lakini siku hizi tutatumia moto ya stima. Kwa hivyo tunashukuru sana na tunasikia tukiwa huru.
Tunashukuru sana kwa sababu ya connection ya stima. Hata zile tulikuwa nazo tulikuwa tunatumia, lakini wakati mwingi unapata tunakaa kwa giza sababu ni kukaa zikipotea, lakini sasa kwa sasa hivi tutashukuru kwa sababu naona tutakuwa na stima kwa wakati wote ambao tutahitaji.
Now, a section of youth from West Pokot County have a reason to smile after being empowered to engage in business activities. Through the Ajira Poa project, the youth have been trained on business plans and development and given grants worth 800,000 shillings, courtesy of the Anglican Church Services and done church aid with funds from the Need organization. The project is tailored to equip the youth with the market-driven skills required to secure a job or start a business.
Capacity building for them, and as you can see even now here already there is an ongoing training for over 40 youth here in Kapenguriam, and over 40 youth in Chapareria is going on business development, business plans, and how to also do the forecasting of their capital investments and how they get returns.
Kwa hivyo mimi nina furaha siku ya leo sana kuja kuhudhuria hii sherehe ama tamasha ya vijana wetu ambao leo wamepokea hundi ya 800,000 kutoka kwa wafadhili wetu ADS. Kwa hivyo hawa ADS wamefanya kazi pamoja na Ajira Poa kuweza kushughulikia vijana. Kufikia sasa vijana 1,500 wameweza kunufaika kwa hii shughuli za biashara, na leo vijana 20 waliweza kupata pesa ya kuenda kuanzisha biashara yao. Kwa hivyo kama Wizara ya Elimu ninafurahi sana kwa sababu kuna strategic plan ile itazinduliwa hivi karibuni na His Excellency the Governor wa County ya West Pokot, Simon Kachapin, kwa sababu hii strategic plan itakuwa ni ya vocational training centers 4 Kodich, Kapenguria, Chepareria na Sigor.
We are glad today that we had this project of Ajira Poa. This project has really helped the youth, and especially we have reached a number of 1,541, which has surpassed. So we thank God for that.
Now, after a dramatic quarter-final round, which saw hosts Germany and Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal knocked out of the Euro 2024, the tournament now enters its semi-final phase with matches on Tuesday and Wednesday. Spain will face France on Tuesday at 10 p.m. East African time at the Munich Football Arena in Munich. The other semi-final fixture will take place on Wednesday at 10 p.m. at the BVB Stadium in Dortmund, where Netherlands will take on England. Among the semi-finalists, Spain are the only team with a 100% winning record, scoring 11 goals in 5 games. Netherlands are the second best attacking side with 9 goals in 5 games. The finals will be played on Sunday at Berlin's Olympia Stadion. Well, with that, we come to the end of our news tonight. Many thanks to you for making time to watch Hope TV Newswatch. We really do appreciate the value of your time. On behalf of the amazing team that made this bulletin a success, have yourselves a blessed night. My name is Kimani.